Hi everyone, in this video I'll be showing you how you set up, record, and then find the recordings for a Collaborate Ultra session. So you start from D2L, whatever class you want to incorporate a Collaborate Ultra session. Click on the content and then go to whatever submodule you want to include the session in. You can always move things around later if it goes in the wrong spot. From whatever module you're in, click on Existing Activities and then scroll down to External Learning Tools. And then from there, choose Collaborate Ultra. And then you'll see that Collaborate Ultra pops in right there at the very bottom of whatever list of content you've got. Now, from here, you need to do another step in order for students to be able to access a virtual classroom with you. Click on Collaborate Ultra, and it will pull up this room here. And you can see I've already been playing around a little bit and I've set up a couple sessions. To get these to pop up, what you need to do is click Create Session. And I'm going to call this a lecture on syllabus. Let's say I want to have a synchronous section where I go over the syllabus and the course overview. Whatever title you want is fine. Now, I always check guest access. And the reason I do that is because I'm also going to get a link to this session that I could distribute via email, via D2L mail, could post it in a GroupMe. Students can actually join Ultra from their phones. I don't know if you guys know that, but I've joined a session from my phone before and it works okay. So I always choose guest access so that students don't have to be in D2L. It just gives them a little bit of flexibility. When you're considering guest role, I usually choose participant, but that means that I'm going to need to log in from D2L so that at least I am the moderator of the session. If you are not the moderator, you can't record your session. Very important to note. If you had everybody as a moderator, then you could join from wherever, but your students could decide to record or stop recording. They probably wouldn't, but it's just a consideration you might want to take as you're setting all this up. So I always allow people to be participants for my student sessions. And for this one, let's say I know a date there that I want to do this lecture. I tend to just set mine up as an open session pretty much all the time. It just saves me some trouble. I'm bad at details sometimes, and so I accidentally put the wrong date or the wrong time. A lot of you are much better at details than I am. So if I knew what day and time I wanted to have that meeting, let's say I want to have it right now and I want it to end at 9:30, then I can set it up like that. Can decide how early you want to allow students in. Good rule of thumb is open it up as early as possible. They can't get started without you anyway, so it just gives them a little bit of time to play around with the equipment and get all set up. They can hang out in that room by themselves as they do other things. It's no big deal. And then from there, once you have created that session, you get a guest link, and you can copy that link and email it out, paste it wherever you want. It's there for your students to use. And you can see there is my lecture on syllabus and course overview. Now let's say that you set this session up, but you later need to go back and get a link. No problem. Click on this round button with 3 dots that gives you your session options. You can change any setting that you want, and you can also copy the guest link from there too, so you can always grab that link if you need it. You can see here I've set up a lecture that's not supposed to happen until July 22nd. Today is July 10th, so this is grayed out. But on July 22nd at 8:30, this will open up for your students to be able to access it. And then here I've got a session of office hours. This one's just an open office hour session that I've got set up, and it creates its own unique link. So think about how many of these links you really want to be dealing with. I usually set up as few links as possible just to simplify things so that there's one link you always go to for my classes. That tends to work a little bit better for me, but you've got the option to set up as many rooms as you want. Now from here, how do you record a lecture? Well, I'm going to join this session from here. And once I am in this room, it's actually quite easy to record the session. Go over here to what we call a hamburger menu, open the session menu, and then click Start Recording. And once you do that, you'll see a note that says the session is being recorded. And when you are done recording your session, right before you leave, click on the menu again and then click Stop Recording. And then you'll see that the recording has stopped. Now from there, how do you find the recordings? You would think that they pop up right here on this screen, but they don't. You have to go through an extra step, and it actually takes a good few minutes, if not a couple hours in some cases, depending on how long the video is, for the lecture to populate. So I'm going to go to a room where I've already recorded a lecture to show you what that looks like. This is the Collaborate session that we use for all of our SOCM meetings. So you can see here, this is the section I'm in is actually the SOCM full-time faculty D2L. So you could actually go in here and play around with this yourself and see what it looks like. But you can see we've got the virtual rooms for our SOCM meetings. I've got my webinar set up. So I recorded the meeting we had yesterday to go over changes for fall. How do I access it? Click on this menu, and then you'll see recordings pops up right here. And then from there, I can click on that recording and click on Watch Now, and it will pull up the video in just a few minutes if you give it just a couple minutes of time. Yep, there's Dr. Gainey. There's our meeting. So I could play and you could watch the whole entire session. Now, there's some other cool things you can do. It might be really difficult for students to remember to go through all these steps to find the recordings. So if I've got a recorded lecture, a lot of times what I'll do is paste the link in D2L for them to access a little bit easier. You've got the same menu options here, or the same menu, different options for the recording. I can copy the link to that recording, and I can go back under my content, and here under summer faculty meetings, all I have to do is go back to create a link, paste the link I just grabbed from the screen recording, and I can call this our fall schedule discussion. What was yesterday? 7/9/20. Click on create. And then from there, you will see it automatically pulls that video right there. And if we go back to our discussion, or I'm sorry, go back to our module, you can see the link is right there as well. So from there, I could link that all over D2L, could put it in an announcement, I could email students and let them know that was there. So that is my quick overview for recording and setting up things in Collaborate Ultra. If any of this was unclear, please let me know. I am happy to help walk you through this if needed. Best of luck to you.